Hi everyone and welcome to Campus Channel. I'm here with Essec Business School and we're going to be talking about their Executive Advanced Master in International Business Development. To accompany us, we're going to be with Anne-Flore Maman-Laroufi, the Academic Director of this program. How are you, Anne-Flore?
Very well, thank you, Guillaume.
And we're going to be with a very special student because she's got like 20 of 20 for her thesis. She is called Isabelle Rousseau. She's the head of product at Orange. How are you, Isabelle?
Fine, thank you, Guillaume.
Well, they're here to answer your questions, but first they're going to have, Anne-Flore is going to have 2 minutes to convince us with the corporate highlight. All right, Anne-Flore, you're going to have 2 minutes to tell us if this program fits our students' expectation or not. It's your turn.
Thank you, Guillaume. So I assume that if you are watching this campus channel, this is because you are questioning your professional life. So basically, maybe you are a professional with an average of 8 to 12 years of working experience. Maybe you have an engineer background, maybe you have a law background, maybe you have another background, but you feel your job is a little bit too technical and you would like to experience some more international oriented career, taking more responsibilities and managing people in a multicultural environment. Or maybe you already have some experience in international business, but you feel like you would like to go into a consulting company who is advising other companies in this area. So basically, we have designed the Advanced Master in International Business Development program to answer your questions, to answer your needs. So we are going to provide you with a set of hard skills and soft skills within an international environment, intercultural environment, be it from the participant's perspective or from the professor's perspective, so that you have all the assets in your curriculum to address those issues.
All right, it was like a minute and a half, almost perfect. We're going to start with the first, a minute and a half is perfect. We're going to start with the first questions, and it is for you, it is what's the difference between an advanced master and an executive master?
So there is no big difference, to be honest with you. At least from Essec perspective, and especially from this program perspective, I would like to go back a little bit in the history of the program, but I think it's important. Up to this year, this program was called Advanced Master in Strategy and Management of International Business, SMIB. We do have this program in a non-executive version, I mean. From this year, we have decided to reposition the program a little bit so that it matches, it fits more the job market, and especially where people go after, where participants go after this program. But basically, in terms of format, or content, I would say that there is not that much changes. The main difference in between an executive and a non-executive program would be first maybe the format. So here we speak of a program which is part-time. So you can work, you are supposed, by the way, to work at the same time. It's a program which is designed for working people. And maybe the second very big difference is the approach that our professors have in their courses. We don't aim at making you a super professional, perfect accountant in the program, but we hope that more you are going to grasp, I would say, the problematics around accounting and cost management and those topics. So the andragogy, the name is not pedagogy, but it's andragogy, is very different in an executive program than in a non-executive program. So again, the objective is not to make people learn things, but it's about having people understanding what they learn, which is a little bit different.
Yeah, very, very different. Another question, quick question, so that we know what we're talking about. What diploma will I receive after this master?
So after this master, you will get an advanced master. In French, it's called Mastère Spécialisé. So it's an accreditation which is provided by the Conférence des Grandes Écoles, which is completely recognized. And beyond this accreditation, we have also the highest level of RNCP, which means that you have the equivalent of a Master 2 level, to be honest, and you get the skills of a manager des affaires internationales. So it's in French, so it's the manager of international business. Okay, so it's exactly the title of the program. So this is the two accreditations you would get. Again, the accreditation is recognized at local national and international levels. Okay, so it's okay to get visas abroad. It's okay to get the right salary. It's okay for everything. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, now that everything is clear in our minds, Isabelle, can you tell us why did you pick this program and how has it helped you reach your professional goals?
Sure. Why? For mainly three reasons. The first one is because the program is for executive. That means I will be with professional students that have a work, and it is totally compatible with my daily work. The second one is for Essec and for what I seem is to be the excellence mindset. When I discovered this program and I meet with on-floor team, I immediately see that it was a good program because for two things, because it's cutting-edge knowledge and up-to-date knowledge. The teachers coming from professional and teacher coming from the faculty of Essec. It was really important for me, and the fact that the program was on the campus of Paris La Défense was key for me because it was compatible with my daily work.
All right, and how has it helped you reach your professional goals?
Oh, during this year studying, it was so close to what I eager to do in my daily life that I immediately authorized me to put in my daily job the tips I study during the school. So it's helped me to reinforce my talent, give me time to maximize my potential, and I saw immediately the benefits.
All right, so it's like a very practical approach, so that it allows you to like use it straight away.
Indeed.
All right, Marie-Flore, another question is it a French or an English program?
So the program is taught 100% in English. We do have participants who don't speak a word of French. Okay, so yeah, so this is also part of the experience, I would say, having to talk with people who don't speak your language and professors who don't speak French as well. So yes, so the program is 100% in English. We do have a couple of conferences and seminars which happen to be in French, but of course they are not compulsory. They are on top of what you buy, I would say. It's a complementary adds-on because I feel it might be interesting and the speaker prefers to speak in French, basically.
Okay, so what are the language requirements? Like, do I need to be like very fluent? Do I need to speak a bit of the two languages? How do you evaluate the language level?
Okay, so thank you for raising this question, Guillaume. Actually, we do have strong requirements about English level. Simply because, I mean, one of the first courses you have is economics, and if you don't speak correct English, it's going to be a challenge to follow the courses. So while you apply to the program, we are going to check your English level. So when you apply to the IBD program, you have to either provide us with an English score test, like TOEIC, TOEFL, Cambridge exams, or IELTS. Okay, or you can take our homemade test, which is a mini test, faster, quicker, that you can take, from home, which is here to test your English level. By the way, we have the same thing for management skills. Okay, so we have a management test. So you can take, the GMAT or the TAJMAJ. Okay, the executive TAJMAJ. There is an executive version. Or you can also apply taking our homemade test, which is a kind of homemade mini GMAT, if you want. So if your English level happens to be a little bit below what we expect, you will get a second chance where you will get an interview in English with an English native person who is not going to challenge you on why you want to join the program or why you want to study at Essec, but it's more going to be a discussion on your patience, your leisures, your personal life or whatsoever. It's just to check how much you are able to speak English if you want. So yes, the requirements are strong.
All right, Isabel, how did you get ready for those tests? How did you prepare them?
It was simple, because in your daily life, is if your English level is pretty correct, it's okay for you. And I think you to emphasize your own skill, the way you are in daily life. So it's not impossible. It's just determination, your ambition, in fact, but nothing impossible. But
Okay.
And Flora is right. If your level in English, in English comprehension, is too low, you will not be a good student, because teachers are so high level in each courses that you have to catch immediately all words, all the concepts. So be prepared to have high level English courses.
And for the Tajmaj or the GMAT, which are like very specific tests, yeah, and like not very like intuitive, not something you're going to work on a daily basis. Did you have to work a lot to have like
No.
the right score in order to get in this Executive Advanced Master?
You prepare yourself. You prepare yourself by yourself, but it's a good way to show how determined you are. So no, it's not impossible. Just working by yourself.
Okay, so it's a double test, like your results will prove that you have the score to get in and that you have the determination to get in.
That's right.
Okay, Anne-Fleur, can you walk us like very quickly through the admission process?
Yeah, so the admission process for this program is very easy to understand and very fast. So actually, usually what happens is you make up your mind about applying to this program. So you are going to either directly apply on our website. I mean, we have an online portal for applications, or you may get in touch with one of our program advisors, okay, who is going to discuss with you as well. Then when you have submitted your application file, which is composed of a couple of questions, plus you have to give your CV, your ID, copy, I mean, you know, basic things, your previous diploma as well. I mean, people are going to check that it's complete, and once they check it's complete, it comes to me. Okay, the process might take only a couple of hours in between the moment you submit and the moment it reaches me. At that stage, I will say, well, basically, yes or no in terms of profile. Okay, does it match what we aim at in terms of profile or not? When I say yes, you will get links toward our homemade tests, or you will be invited to submit your scores, you know, for the more official tests. You take the tests, okay, you provide the scores, or I get the notification that you have taken the test. Then if your level of the score is correct, for both, you get an email from me to request an interview. So it's a 15 to 30 minutes interview, roughly. Okay, if the test is not enough in English, as I said, you may go through another interview before. And then after my interview, you're done. So you can get the results. We have been as fast as doing everything in 3 days in the last session, okay?
All right.
So it might be really, really fast. It will mainly depend on your capacity to take the tests, the homemade test, for example, in a very short time. But you have to plan maybe 1 hour per test. So honestly, I mean, this is going, I mean, it could be very, very fast.
Okay.
And as I said, it's easy. It's easy. You know, it's not
Is there an age limit?
An age limit? No.
Yes.
No. So in this program, and again, thank you for raising the point, we have a gradient which is quite large. We have the youngest ones who might be 23, 24, but they are working people, so they cannot do the non-executive version, you know, in full time. So they come to this program, and I think they are interesting. Isabel, you will tell us, but they are interesting because they raise new points in terms of digital challenges and ways to do PowerPoints, and you know, it's a completely different mindset. And I think our senior had 57 years old. Almost retired, and I think he wanted to finish his professional life, you know, in final bouquet, as we said. Showing that he was able to get this diploma he didn't have before from a prestigious school. So that was, I think, the rationale. So yes, very, very broad range of ages.
Okay, Isabel, I have a question for you. The program is only, 47 days. Are 47 days enough to boost your career significantly?
Oh yes, it's not only these days. You know, you have to work with your teammates. You have a workshop. You have to study a lot. Before all the courses, you receive a lot of documents to read that are really interesting and help you to two things. It helps you to enhance your level. It's not the case. It's not if I didn't have study, for example, finance or accounting before or a long time ago, and you have to read all these documents. So it's not only the day you spent on the campus and during the course. It's all your one year studying and consecrating to your study. So for 1 day on the campus, maybe you will spend 2 or 3 days studying.
All right, that's very interesting.
If you want to reach a good level, for me, it was a way to offer me a gift. And the gift I offer me is time. So you have to be confident with your family, with your objective, but you offer you to spend a time not in a routine of your job, just for you thinking.
All right, and that's an advice coming from a student who got 20 out of 20. So I guess it's a very good advice, and very well representation of what one day can do for you and to you. We're going to take a quick break from the questions, and we're going to go to the school expertise. That question is going to be for you, Anne-Fleur, and maybe Isabel, you can complete the answer. How does Essec address sustainability and ethics regarding the business industry? How do you make sure your courses meet the challenges of tomorrow?
Those are two fundamental pillars of the school. So we inject those topics in almost all courses we teach. Okay, so we don't have a specific class dedicated to sustainability. I personally don't feel it very relevant, but I think that when you do accounting, for example, you may have a perspective which is about what is, positive accounting and not only cost cutting or that kind of things. Same thing, you can study leadership with a perspective of sustainable leadership or ethical leadership. So we try to inject those topics in all of our courses. By the way, there is a third one we inject systematically, which is digital. So those would be the three, the three core components or the three flavors that we address in all courses. How do we keep updated with the environment? There are things which are done at the school level. And for example, at the school level, we have some excellence centers, centres d'excellence, right, which usually encompass professors, research, and also some chairs, which are also sponsored, I would say, by some companies. Okay, and they address key topics in key industries right now. So it helps the school being facing, the right fundamental issues by the companies. At the program level, I would say there are several things which help us have something which is really, really matching the expectations of the job market or the employers, because many of our participants see their training funded at least partially by their company. Okay, it's not always self-financing. So how do we make that happen? We have an advisory board, which is a meeting every year to challenge the list of courses, to check out, whether it matches their expectations as future recruiters. We also have a continuous assessment of the programs, which is done by the participants. So they have to assess each course that they get, and also they have to assess the master at several stages, I would say, of the training. After they graduate, we also check out their professional evolution during 3 years after the program. So we try to see if the return on investment is really here. Okay, so we have our own KPIs and we try to understand whether there has been, for example, the switch in terms of job, or the switch in terms of salary, or the switch in terms of whatever we have we wanted to reach. And maybe I would still say it because I think it's important for a professional program, an executive program. There is a little bit of myself as well, because I'm not a pure academics. I do academics and I do research and I publish and I see professors, which help me also understand what are the key research challenges right now, okay, the hot topics of research. But beyond that, I'm also a professional, I'm also an executive, I have my own consulting company. And that means that I'm really, really close to the market as well in terms of concerns and expectations. So all that means that in the end, honestly, if you don't get something which is updated, well,
it's not possible.
It's impossible.
All right, there's no way it's going to happen. All right, it's like a 360-degree approach, which like makes sure that everything is covered. We talked about hard skills, soft skills. Concretely, Isabelle, which soft skills and hard skills have you learned through this program?
Oh, hard skill, for example, high level in accounting, finance, global sourcing, supply chain, all these academics stories, and soft skill, a lot of business or in team where you have to spend, for example, I love the marketing business game when you spend several weeks fighting with the other teams. It's concrete life, and you are in pure competition. So you have to develop your leadership. You have to negotiate with your teammates and with the other team. So yes, you be well prepared in negotiation. I have a strong souvenir of the course of negotiations, for example, and supply chain courses. So you study academic courses for hard skill, roughly, and you developed your soft skill during business and workshop with your teammates.
All right, Anne-Fleur, how do you make it easy for people who are like 35 years, on average? How do you make it easy for them to go back to school?
I don't think I make it easy.
All right. No, that's okay.
I think it's, I mean, it's their choice to go back to school. The first thing I say during induction is, are you willing to get a challenge in a hard-working curriculum? So I feel like, I mean, if people are not ready to go back to school, honestly, they should not come. Okay. This is not a superficial program. This is not I would say, general knowledge program, like would be maybe more an MBA, you know. This is really an in-depth acquisition of strategic topics for international business development. So as Isabelle said, if you're not ready to go back to school, to take notes, okay, to remember what, what the pen is, because many people have forgotten. If you're not ready to learn by heart things, I mean, don't come. Don't come, because either you will not succeed, or you will get depressed. I mean, you will not be happy. So this is a program which is designed for people who want to study and to understand what they study, really.
And I guess the harder you study, and the better is going to be the program and its recognition, and how you're going to apply what you use directly in the company. So it's I guess it's a fair deal. It's like you work hard, and then you're going to have the good return on investment.
I mean, you know, it's also a way to remember that you don't waste your money.
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry, I'm very pragmatic, but those are expensive programs. So for those who self-fund, you know, their program, it's important to know that it's not going only to be a label or a mark on their CV, but it's really, you know, going to be, you know, new capital on there for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's return on your investment in the end.
Yeah, it's like it's the ROI, it's like the basics. All right, I know what you mean. What are the 4 steps to this program?
So basically the program, and this is part of the redesign of the program, by the way. So if you have checked an older brochure, maybe you will see some differences. So the program is going to start with what we call common courses, tronc commun in French. So meaning courses which are going to be shared eventually with other advanced masters. So this year, they had induction in September, for example, they were mixed with people in the HR advanced master, just to give you, and one marketing management, if I'm correct. So those courses are here to open your mind on leadership topics, negotiation topics, geopolitical topics, principles of management. I myself, I do the methodology for research because you will need that in your future studies. So, you know, fundamental topics, I would say you cannot go in executive education in a business school without doing those topics. Honestly, it would be a lie. Then we have a big step, which is going to be all the strategy international related courses, which are, I would say, kind of generic, but specialized in strategy and international business. And they all help understanding what we call the expert module. The expert module is really composed of the hard and soft skills for international business developers. So we even have a module, Isabelle hasn't quoted it in soft skills, but I think it's an interesting one, which is done by a former colleague of mine in the army, actually. We have a whole module on how to get organized and decision-making for managers inspired by military methods. Okay, so yes, to be more efficient. Okay, not only effective, but also efficient. Time saving, that kind of thing. So here we provide you with those skills. And the last step would be the elective module. So it's you have the choice in between, I don't remember how many, but a lot, a lot of different modules. Like there is one on digital, there is one on marketing. I mean, it's really specific things. And you can pick up one as an elective module. Alors, most means are going to pick the Singapore experience because we have one module which is about 1 week in Singapore campus. So, of course, because our program is international oriented, most people are going to choose this one. But you have to know that it's possible to register to other elective modules, providing you pay a little bit of a premium, but it's possible to do more. So you can get more, you know, and study differently. The last stage is going to be the professional thesis, which is something which is done in 6 months to 1 year after you have finished your courses. And to come back to your question about, you know, is it enough to have 47 days to study? 47 days is roughly 323, if I'm correct, hours of courses. The thesis is roughly 330 hours of work as well. All so right. The thesis is not a petty work, is not an optional thing or whatever. It's something which is supposed to build an expertise to yourself, something you are proud to put on your CV that you can sell to your employer, you know, as I am the expert in this topic. And okay, so if you combine both, in the end, it's not a 47 days program. It's more of a 90 days program if you put everything. All not right. mentioning the 4 hours, 2 days of working that Isabelle mentioned.
Yeah.
Just.
So it's like you need like 48 hours in just 1 day, basically.
Yeah, so, this is one of the challenges of this media, of the IBD, sorry.
So that leads me to the next question is like, what was your background, Isabelle, and how did you balance like your personal life, your professional life, your academic life? How did you balance all of that, and what did you before you applied?
Oh yeah, balance, the key subject, yes. So first thing, you have to be sure that your family is with your project. So I am lucky enough because I have a good family and daughters that are amazing and are a good student too. So it was the occasion for me to send a signal that I'm a student too. So it was pretty funny at home because I was working and doing my homework lately. So yes, it's a good signal to send to your children if you've got children. But yes, you have to be well organized. But it's a good way to learn how you can spend time on good subject for you, on something you can learn, but also you can share with your team. So it's not really a problem, but you spend a lot of time during your lunchtime, during your holidays, and during you do your homework. So yes, pay attention to that. On the other hand, you can choose your professional thesis. So it's you are really well motivated since you choose the subject. So it's not pain. In fact, I'm sorry to do that. In fact, I'm not sorry. It's a real pleasure to learn on a subject you have elected. So yes, you have to have a strong health. You have to be well organized, but it's your project, and it's really a pleasure. And Flor said, yes, you are here to work. That's true, but all the team does everything to make you succeed if you want to. The teachers are pretty funny, you know. And Flor mentioned the military guys. Yes, it is really funny. You have to work, but in a good atmosphere. And your teammates, we are really close. They are really nice people. So yes, it's hard, but it's easy, in fact, if you are well determined. So well organized, that's true.
All right.
It's a way to spend your time correctly.
All right, it's hard, but it's your choice, so it makes it easier in a way.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Okay, I mean, time flies and we're heading towards the end. Anne-Fleur, is there any last word you would want to add?
Yes, I would like to mention the fact that when you join this IBD program, you are going to belong to the Essec alumni community. And I think this is very important for professionals to be reassured that it's not because it's an executive education program that they are away from the community of alumni. So you are part of this wide community of alumni at the Essec level, but you're also part of the SMIP/IBD community. And this is a community which works very well in terms of networking, in terms of job, sharing things, conferences, whatsoever. And maybe if there is a second point I would like to mention, if I may, I take 10 seconds. It's just the fact that when you follow this IBD program, you are also going to have a lot of opportunities beyond the program, which are going to be all complementary. I try to make interactions possible with the full-time program. The participants can join the digital week competition, for example, which happens in Cergy. When they go in Singapore, they meet the full-time students who are there in Singapore during a networking event. So I really try to push them so much opportunities that, they are even overwhelmed, I feel, with my options. But I think that everyone can find really something to build his own program. All right.
Well, thank you for those last words. Thank you, Isabelle, for answering all my questions. Thank you, Anne-Fleur, for answering all my questions. I hope you had a good time watching it, as well as I had asking those questions, and I hope to see you soon on Campus Chanel.